Chapter 2. Rachel. Waking up, I get dressed. I have practice this morning. Then I am free the whole weekend. I am debating on going to my brother's apartment, but that would be weird, wouldn't it? Since I have only been there once in the 2 years he has had the place. Yes, it would. Putting on my uniform, I see my drawing on the nightstand. So I take a picture. Changing my background picture to my drawing, I finish getting ready so I can go pick Liz up. Getting to her house, she looks so tired. Did you sleep at all last night? I laugh as she gets in the car.
Not really.
She yawns. So, coffee then practice? I say, looking at her as she starts to doze back off. After the short drive to the coffee shop, I order both our coffees, putting them in the cup holder, since they are too hot to drink, then drive to the field. Sleepyhead, come on. If Coach sees you this tired, she will work us to the bone. I half play, half know that she really will. Popping her head up, I hand her the coffee. As she takes a big drink, I laugh.
So what are you doing this weekend?
Liz asks me. No clue, I tell her, still trying to figure that out myself.
Are you going to see Mr. Hottie?
She asks with a wink. No, I say, getting out.
Why not?
Liz asks with a laugh. Because, I say, not even knowing how to finish that. After a killer workout, we head home for the weekend. Getting back to the house, I take my gym bag to the laundry room to get it washed. Loading my clothes in the washer, I notice a basket in front of the dryer, so I open it to see clothes in there. Pulling them out, I notice my brother's jersey. After folding the clothes, I leave the basket on the dryer. Walking to the kitchen, I see Mom. Josh left his clothes in the dryer, I tell her, looking in the fridge for food.
Oh no, really?
She asks. Yep, I folded them there in the basket on the dryer, I tell her. Not finding anything I want to eat, I make a shake as she says,
I can't take them to him. I have to go to work.
What about Dad? I ask.
He is already at work. He left shortly after you, my dear.
After a few minutes of silence, she gets a smile. What? I ask, washing out my cup.
You don't have any plans today, right?
She asks, already knowing the answer. You want me to take Josh's clothes? I ask, really liking the idea now that I have a reason to go over there.
Would you mind?
She asks. I can go, Mom. The drive would be nice. But Josh will owe me lunch. I laugh.
Okay, I will text him.
She says, with a huge smile. What do I wear? Should I change, or should I just wear this? Looking down at my uniform. Why not? He may not even be there. Feeling sad about that, I watch TV until the washer is done. Putting my clothes in the dryer, I grab Josh's basket. After I have it in the car, I set off on the hour drive to my brother's apartment. I jam out to the music the whole time, trying not to think about Chris. What is it with him anyhow? I have dated Blake off and on for 4 years, and I've never felt this way about him. I've never even kissed Blake. He has tried so many times, but I always push him away. I don't understand why Blake even dates me. He can have any girl he wants at that school, yet he dates me. It used to make me feel special, but not anymore. Liz has told me that he slept with a few of the other cheerleaders when we were broken up. I know he wants to sleep with me, but I don't want to sleep with him. I am the only one on the squad that is still a virgin. So I don't get why he keeps coming back to me, knowing I'm not going to give him my virginity. Getting to the big town, I have to pull over, since I forgot how to get there. Opening my text to ask Mom, I see she already sent me the address. Laughing, I type it into the GPS to see I am only 10 minutes away. Thank God, because I have to pee so bad. Pulling up to the apartment building, I look at the room number in the text, then try to find the apartment. I notice Chris's car before I find the room, though, and all of a sudden, I am extremely nervous. What if Josh isn't here? Should I leave or should I wait for him? Should I be scared of this Chris guy? But then I laugh at my own thoughts. I know Josh wouldn't let him live with him if he was dangerous, and he really wouldn't have brought Chris to the house. Plus, Mom wouldn't have asked me to come over if even a tiny part of her didn't trust Chris. Walking up the stairs, I stop at the door, not sure if I should knock or call Josh, but I have to pee so bad. So I set the basket down and knock on the door. As the door opens, I push it open faster, running inside. I don't remember where anything is, but go for the hallway. This place isn't that big.
Hello to you too.
I hear behind me, but I don't stop to say anything as I find the bathroom, hearing him laugh. After I am done, I wash my hands, then look around the bathroom. Wow, either Chris is an exceptionally clean guy or Josh finally stopped being so messy. Walking out of the bathroom, I see Chris walk into a room. Walking past the other room, I see the room is a mess. So Chris is the clean one. I laugh to myself. Walking over to the room he walked in, I stop at the door when I see him sitting on the bed with books laid out in front of him. Leaning on the doorframe, I am mesmerized by him studying for some reason.
Your brother is at work,
I hear, making me come back to reality. Huh? Oh, sorry, I say, making him laugh.
Need something?
He asks, still looking at his books. Josh forgot his clothes at the house. Mom asked me to bring them, and since I brought them over here, he owes me lunch, I say, getting a soft chuckle.
I put the basket on his bed.
Chris says, Shit, sorry, that is a long drive. I scrunch up my nose.
No worries.
He laughs. So, when does my brother get off? I ask, really hoping it isn't anytime soon.
Around 2, usually.
Chris says, looking at me with a smile. Looking down, I laugh. I had practice this morning.
Didn't say anything.
He says, still looking at me. Walking over to the bed, I sat down. Looking at his books, wow, this stuff looks hard. As I look at the books, I notice his hand. He has a ring on his left ring finger.
Class ring.
He laughs, making me look up. I didn't say anything. I laugh with him. Why do you wear it on your ring finger? I ask.
No reason, just do.
He says, turning it. What are you working on? I ask, looking at the books again.
School stuff?
He says, making me look at him. I got that all on my own, I say, sticking out my tongue, making him laugh. I kick off my shoes and move more on the bed as he follows my every move. What, do you not want me on your bed? I ask.
It's not like you were going to hurt the bed.
He answers. Damn, this bed is soft, I tell him, pushing my hand down on it.
Are you even old enough to cuss?
He teases. I'm 2 years younger than you, I say, crossing my arms.
So, 16 then?
He says with a smile. Problem? I ask, looking at him.
Nope.
He says with a grin. What does that tattoo say? I ask, pointing to his neck.
克里斯托弗·普雷斯顿
He says, making my jaw fall open. Okay, what the hell does that mean? I ask, making him laugh. After a few minutes of silence, I guess that means you won't tell me? I add, getting off the bed as he shakes his head.
What, are you going to run away because I won't tell you?
He says, as I walk from the room. First, my shoes are on the floor. If I was going to run away, I would grab them. And second, I'm thirsty, so I'm going to find a drink, I say, over my shoulder. Opening the fridge, I find water. Grabbing a bottle, I turn to see Chris standing by the door. Jumping on the counter, I open the bottle as he watches me. What? I ask, with a smile.
Again, I didn't say anything.
He says with a smile, making me laugh.
What do you usually do on Saturday?
He asked after a few minutes. Nothing much. I have practice Saturday morning, and then mostly hang out at home or at Liz's house.
I thought you had a boyfriend.
He asked, looking confused. I do. Sometimes, that is. But I don't hang out with him on the weekends. I say with a laugh.
What do you mean, sometimes?
Meaning we break up a lot?
Why?
He asked, but I don't answer. I just shrug. To be honest, I really don't know.
That doesn't bother you?
He asked, lowering his head. Sometimes. I answer honestly, as he walks over, standing in front of me, making it hard to swallow. Leaning in closer, I hold my breath as he reaches in the cabinet just beside me, getting a cup. He smells so good. I'm lost in his scent. As he blows on my neck, I shiver. Pulling back, he laughs. Really? I say, making him laugh harder.
Couldn't help it.
He smiles, taking the cup to his room as I follow. Getting to his room, I put my water next to my shoes, then crawling on his bed, I take a pillow to lay down. So, what was the cup for? I ask, noticing he set it on the nightstand. He doesn't answer, making me think he only got the cup as an excuse to get close to me. Laying here watching Chris, I close my eyes for a second, but when I open them, the room is dark. Setting up, the blanket falls off of me. When did I cover up? Or did Chris cover me up? Did I fall asleep on his bed? Why didn't he wake me up? Getting up, I hear the TV on in the living room, so I walk in there to find Chris and Josh watching TV. What time is it? I ask, trying to wake up as both boys look at me.
Did you have a nice nap, sis?
Josh asks. Yes, that bed is a cloud. I laugh.
Thanks.
Chris says with a smile.
It's almost 5.
Josh says, Men, you were supposed to get me lunch for bringing your clothes. I pout.
So, what about dinner then? And Mom said you could stay the night if you wanted to.
Josh says with a laugh. When did you talk to Mom? I ask, confused.
After work. When I got home, you were asleep, so she said you could stay if you wanted to.
Not like I have plans this weekend. Liz's dad came home yesterday.
How long?
He asked, as Chris looks confused. She said 2 months. He leaves a few days before her birthday. I say, fighting the tears.
Liz is Rachel's best friend, and her dad and brother are both military.
Josh says to Chris. Walking in the living room, there is a chair that my brother is sitting in, an old-looking couch and a new-looking couch. Sitting on the old couch since Chris is laying on the new one, this couch is so not comfortable at all. I keep trying to shift positions, but nothing helps. I finally give up, then go to the kitchen for water. Walking back in the living room, I am not sitting on that couch. So I sit at Chris's feet.
There is another couch.
Josh laughs. Then you sit on it. I grit.
No.
Josh protests. If you won't sit on your own couch, then why should I have to sit on it?
The girl has a point.
Chris laughs, as Josh flips him off. I must have dozed off because I wake up when I am being moved.
She didn't eat the whole time she was here.
Chris whispers.
She doesn't eat much to start, but I do owe her lunch tomorrow before she goes back home.
My brother says.
Do you have a blanket she can use?
Chris asks.
She can use mine. I have a sheet. I have an extra blanket on my bed that she can use. You just want her to use your stuff. Shut up. I told you I didn't tell her to fall asleep on my bed, but she looked tired, so I just let her sleep there.
Chris says, not sounding mad, or at least I hope not.
She falls asleep on your bed and your couch. So is she that tired, or is it just your stuff?
Josh teases.
The bed she knew was mine, but the couch she didn't, so that blows your joke out of the water.
Chris says, with a laugh. All goes quiet, then I feel a warm blanket being put on me. Cuddling up under the blanket, I hear a soft laugh. Waking up, it's morning. I don't want to get out from under this blanket, but I have to pee. Getting up, I walk to the bathroom to see the door closed and the light on, so I lean on the wall to wait. When the door opens, Chris walks out and stops when he sees me. He is only wearing boxers. Wow, he is very toned, and has a few tattoos. Wow, I whisper, still staring at him.
Enjoying the view?
He asks with a laugh. I don't say anything, I just nod my head. Hell, I wished I could take a picture. Looking at the tattoo on his arm, I walk over to get a better look. What does it say? I ask.
No juzgues un libro por su portada.
He replies, How many languages do you know?
6.
He says with a smile. Will you tell me what this one means? I ask, pointing to the book.
Don't judge a book by its cover.
He says, laughing, So you will translate this one, but not this one? I ask, pointing to the book on his bicep, then the tattoo on his neck.
Yup.
He says with a grin, so I stick out my tongue. I lift his arm to get a better look at the tattoo on his side. It is a tattoo of a bike that looks really cool.
What are you doing?
My brother laughs. Looking, I say, still holding Chris's arm up, tracing the words. What does this say? I ask, pointing to it.
Es dreht sich alles den Nervenkitzel der Fahrt.
What language is that?
German?
He laughs. What does it mean? I ask, very curious.
It's all about the thrill of the ride.
He says with a smile.
Can you two move? I have to pee.
Josh fusses behind me. I laugh as I notice we are standing in the bathroom door. I was here first, I say, still looking at the bike.
You lost your turn when you went googly-eyed at his ink.
He says, picking me up and setting me down behind him as Chris laughs. Chris walks past me, whispering,
There is no ink where your eyes were just at.
I turn red as he laughs, walking in his room. I didn't mean to look, but damn, it's hard not to. As Josh walks out of the bathroom, I push past him.
Sis,
He says, just before I close the door.
you might want a cold shower.
He adds, with a laugh, as I flip him off. I really do want a shower, but I didn't bring any clothes with me. Looking in the mirror, my hair is a mess. I try my best to fix it, but failing, I finally give up. Walking out of the bathroom, I find my brother in the kitchen making coffee.
No shower?
No clothes, and I'm not putting this back on after I take a shower. So, unless you want me to walk around naked. A crash makes me turn around to find Chris bending down to pick up his books, making Josh laugh. Walking past me, he whispers,
He wouldn't mind.
I give my annoying brother an evil look as he disappears down the hall. My brother is so annoying. How do you live with him? I ask Chris as he sets his books on the counter.
He isn't that bad.
He says with a laugh as Josh walks back in the kitchen with clothes in his hands.
They will be too big, obviously, but at least you can get a shower.
He says, handing me the clothes. I'm not wearing your clothes, Josh. I fuss, putting my hands on my hips.
You used to all the time.
He says, looking at me confused. Yes, but then I knew my older brother was the only one that wore them. I say, turning my nose up at the clothes.
Really? They are clean.
He says, then adds,
Fine. What about Chris's clothes?
I feel a sting in my chest at the thought of another girl wearing his stuff. But this is stupid. For one, I only just met him the other day. I look up at Chris to see he is looking at Josh, who is smiling. I can shower when I get home, I tell Josh, walking to the living room. I hear the boys whispering, but not what they are saying, which is driving me nuts. So, I turn on the TV. Josh, you owe me a meal, by the way, I yell out.
Damn, I thought you forgot about that.
He laughs. Not a chance, I laugh.
Okay, where do you want to go?
He asks, sitting in his chair. I look down at my dirty uniform that I still haven't changed since practice yesterday. I really should have changed before I came over here. I look up at him with a sad expression. Can you cook me something? I pout.
Sister, you know I can't cook.
He laughs. Then you owe me a meal next time, I whine. As I smell food, I look up.
I can't cook, but he can.
Josh laughs, taking the remote as I get up to go to the kitchen. Sitting on the counter, I see Chris making eggs.
I promise you, no girls have worn my clothes, not even my sister.
He laughs. What, are you saying I smell? I tease, crossing my arms, but deep down, I feel like I do. Walking over to me, he stands between my legs and leans his head to my neck, smelling me. Then whispers,
Not at all, but you look like you really want that shower.
I shiver from chills as he backs away.
You can wear whatever you would like.
He says, going back to the stove, so I jump off the counter. Walking in his room, I turn to his dresser. The first drawer I open has boxers in it. I pull one out, looking at them. With a laugh, I fold them, putting it back, then moving to the next drawer, finding socks. Opening the next drawer, I find what looks like workout clothes. I pull out shorts, but I am not wearing a muscle shirt since I don't have a bra on. The last drawer has jeans, so after realizing he doesn't keep regular clothes in the dresser, I turn to the closet. The first thing I notice is 3 suits hanging up, and I go to La La Land, wondering what he looks like in those. Next, I find shirts that has Preston on them. Not wanting to wear his work clothes, I move down the line to find a shirt that is black. Taking it off the hanger, I move it to the end with the other empty hangers. Finally, having clothes, I walk to the bathroom before it hits me. I won't wear my brother's clothes, but I'm going to take the word of a stranger and wear his. Standing here, looking at the shower, I give in, really wanting a shower. As I step in under the hot water, I feel better. I really hate to be dirty. After a long shower, I dry off, get dressed, and head back to the living room. There is a plate of eggs and toast setting on the coffee table, so I set to eat it as Josh laughs. What? I say between bites.
Hungry?
He laughs. I didn't eat yesterday. Yes, I'm hungry, I say, as I give him an evil look, but I feel embarrassed for eating like a pig, so I put the plate on the table.
Leave the girl alone. Let her eat.
Chris says, handing me the plate. I look over at him to see that he is running his eyes up and down the clothes I have on. Turning to Josh, I stick out my tongue, then take a bite, making him laugh. We spend the rest of the morning watching TV.
I have to go to work.
Josh says, looking at his phone. Yeah, I have to get home for school tomorrow. I pout, not wanting to leave.
Thanks for bringing my clothes, sis.
Josh says, hugging me. Standing, I look down at the clothes I have on.
You can just give them back another time.
Chris laughs. What if I don't want to? I tease, crossing my arms over my stomach.
And keep them.
He says, shrugging, making me laugh. Both boys walk me to my car and wave as I leave. This weekend has been so cool. I am going to have to find a reason to come back next weekend. That is for sure. As I get halfway home, all I have been able to think about is, why didn't I ask for his number?